My name is Mohammed Sir Walan. I am from the Shakwala University, Biology Department in FK faculty, and I'm here to do a presentation on an article titled Potential of Sweet Potato. The potential of sweet potato. The subject concerned with is Bahasa English. Now, if you can follow me, I'll be doing this presentation on this article sequentially, starting from the introduction, right from the introduction, the method, followed by the result, the discussion, and finally, I will end up with the conclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, you tighten your seatbelts attentively as we go through this journey. We start with introduction. The sweet potato is known as Empoma batatas. It's a perennial crop which belongs to the morning glory family or Convolvulaceae. What do they mean when they say a perennial crop? It's a type of crop wherein after it has been harvested, it grows again till the length of more than a year or two. It continues to grow and it continues to be harvested till that particular lifespan. It is a popular staple food for tropical and subtropical areas with nutritional benefits evidenced by an increase in its cultivation and consumption. Potato is mostly harvested for its tubers. However, the leaves are also sometimes consumed as an alternative to other leafy vegetables. It is the sixth most important food crop in the world and it contains phytochemicals. What are phytochemicals? These are chemicals that have a defense against competitive pathogens or predator within the body. Because of these phytochemicals, we also think they are very important for human health. Other than their nutritional benefits, such as a rich source of dietary fiber, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals, the sweet potato but also contain no saturated fats or cholesterol. We all know what fats and cholesterol do towards the body. Yeah. 2014, a report that was done for sweet potatoes which contains more polyphenols than any other commercial vegetable, so spinach, cabbage, lettuce. So we find out that this particular crop has more polyphenols, referred to as polyphenols. These are micronutrients that this micronutrient has also have something like antioxidants and potential health benefits which fight against all those diswanted things from the body. You see, stated that the same report stated that the leaves of the sweet potato contain at least 15 anthocyanins and 6 polyphenolic compounds. Of course, I've just explained what polyphenolic means. Continue, several reports have indicated that the phytochemical in sweet potato possesses multifaceted actions. Multifaceted actions. When they say photochemical, what do they mean actually when they are talking about chemical? These are chemicals in plants which are used for processing solutions. For example, the chemical they use to wash our films, or can we say pictures that we normally take, comes from these potato leaves, which is called photochemical. You see, so apart from the dietary and other aspects, it can be used to something extra, which is very important to us as humans. Sweet potato, the sweet potato with the primary main commercial producers, and because definitely with the primary main commercial producers we have in China, Indonesia, Vietnam, Japan, India, Tanzania, Uganda, Limpopo, Langa, KwaZulu, Natal, and the Western Cape Province. These are all major areas, especially in South Africa, where this potato is mainly grown in developing countries, which account for 95% of the global output. China accounts for about 65% of the world's potato alone. So you can see how this particular crop has spread around the world for its nutrients, its content within it. And you can see how rich the background of this particular sweet potato is. Ladies and gentlemen, as I've given you this background and a brief introduction, I want us to move next to a methodology, how the research was geared towards. Now, researches on sweet potato have ongoing since years till date. It has started long since and is still continuing, whilst it's focusing on the pharmacological screening of flower or crude extract of both leaves and the root tubers, which was looking to within the past months. Now, as we get along, I want you to really know that there are two aspects, and these two aspects are: one, the tubers right from the root, and the top leaves and the flowers. Okay. Most of the studies that reviewed were carried out in vitros. Further studies looking at isolation and characterization of bioactive compounds has been an important follow-up steps to pharmacological screening in sweet potato. To go further, I would like us to go further to see table 2 for various methods that were used for this research, despite the present limitation of the due to the current pandemic. Let's move to our result. Sweet potatoes are rich in complex carbohydrates, especially talking about the dietary fiber and the beta-carotene, which all belongs to a processor of the vitamin A. We also know vitamin B6 is another one, which is a nutrient, comes from the sweet potatoes. Again, vitamin C is also included. In addition to these, various parts of the crop being reported also contain mineral nutrients such as zinc, potassium, and finally, the impact of dietary intake of the different cultivars of sweet potato, all food disease indicators, such as oxidative stress in humans over an extensive period needs to be evaluated. And with time can be investigated as also. So this result will take you to a complete analysis as we watch table 1 and table 2 for further confirmation. This is table 1. Table 1 shows the nutritional value of the sweet potato. Now, when we talk about the nutritional value, the proximate parameter in which the test was done, as you watch the top of the content and the nutritional value as per 100 kilogram. And not forget, as I continue to go, two important parts of this crop that was used was the root tuber and the leaves. In the aspects of this, we talked also about the water content, we talk about the vitamins content, we talk about the minerals, and we talk about the lipids. As we get along, I'll be giving you few indicators on this particular nutritional value. Now, we take for water. For the root tuber, we have 77.28, and for the leaves, 6.81. For carbohydrates in grams, we say 20.12 for root tuber and 8.82 for leaves. Proteins in grams, 1.57 gram, and for leaf 2.49. Total fiber in grams was 3, and for the leaf was 5.3. It continues again. The total lipid in gram was 0.05, and for the leaves 0.51. For vitamins, in vitamin A, the total content was 14187 for the root tuber, and if it was 3778. For thiamine, it was in milligram, which was 0.078, and for the root tuber, and for the leaf, it was 0.156. For lysine in megabyte and milligram was 0.557 for the tuber and 1.130 for the leaves. It continues as we go to minerals, which have the calcium, which was 30 for root tubers, and for leaf 78. Iron 0.61, and for leaves 0.97. For magnesium in milligram 2.5, and for the leaf was 70. For phosphorus in milligram 4.7, and in the leaves it was 8.1. It takes us to lipids, which has fatty acids and the total saturation, which was measured again in milligram. And for the lipids, it was 0.018 and 0.11 for leaves. Fatty acid total in monounsaturated in grams was 0.01, and for the leaves 0.020. It continues. Fatty acid total 0.014 and 0.228 for the leaves. This was the parameter, the approximate parameter for the nutritional value for both the root tuber and the leaf, which takes us to table 2. Table 2 talks about the pharmacology activities of the sweet potato. Pharmacological activities of the sweet potato. Now, in watching this table content, the first will represent the type of investigation. The second talks about the cultivar color description. The third talks about the sweet potato used. The fourth one talks about the type of studies or subject. And the last one, the result. When we talk about cultivar, don't forget, these are plants in cultivation by selective breeding. Plants that are in cultivation, which have been selected breeding. When we say cultivar, yeah? Okay, so we move on. Let's start with investigation. Talking about anti-diabetic activity of flavon extracts from the leaves. Cultivar color description was NS, and the form of the sweet potato used was flavons extracted from the leaf. The types of study was non-insulin dependent diabetic red rats. And what happened? The result was it modulates the metabolism and lowers the blood glucose level. It modulates the metabolism and lowers the blood glucose level. See how it's important. The second investigation was antioxidant activities. The cultivator color description was cream, white, orange, yellow, and purple. And the form of sweet potato used, the varieties were hydrophilic and lipophilic fractions of hexane extract of root tuber in vitro assays. Now, what was the result? Highest antioxidant activity recorded in purple fleshed enzyme is the lower in white fleshed varieties. Let's go to the next one. Next investigation was immune modulatory effects after immunization in chickens. The immune response of chickens after immunization was improved. Okay, let's see how. What was used? The cultivar was purple. Powder under forms of sweet potato used. It was sweet potato powder as dietary supplementation, and type of study was on the chicken response. The result was response of chicken after immunization was improved. The next one is wound healing and anti-ulcer properties. How to cure the wound and anti-ulcer properties. Ulcer, majority of us, you know what is ulcer. Now, the cultivar color description that was used was white, and the tuber from all the sweet potato used was tuber flower. Yes, what was the result? It was used on what? A Wister rats showing wounds. Okay, result. The result was showing wounds potential in healing potential. Showing wounds healing potential. You see, you can read, go on and on and on. A lot of research, and investigation was done, which tells you that the potato, the sweet potato crop, is a very important crop, and it has so many roles to play in the human system. With this being said, I think I need to take you onto our next step, which is discussion. This crop continues positive results and can actually encourage consumers to embrace sweet potato as a disease-preventing food crop, especially in areas where it is readily available. Incorporation of this nutritional rich cultivars of sweet potato into the daily diet might on a long term prevent the incidence of chronic disease and can also be used to tackle some of our present predicaments, from the risk of cells easily attacked by the coronaviruses and other viruses which affect the body due to lack of other immunity. Yes, by that, if I can further expatiate, now I can further tell you with such a result, this particular leaf can be used for ulcer. If you have a stomach, you just take the leaf, squeeze it with some little salt, and drink it. It will solve the stomach pain. Also for pregnant women who are like suffering from anemia, lack of blood, potato leaves helps. Several diseases are based on the research. You see, in this particular angle, you find out that even those that cannot afford enough money to go to the hospital use particular crop to help themselves. Let's go further, ladies and gentlemen. Now we talk about the conclusion. My conclusion. The sweet potato is a global food crop that can be explored for its nutritional and medicinal value. Of course, based on our introduction, our methodology, our investigations, our results, you will find out that the sweet potato must be used for its nutritional and medicinal value. Because this review highlights the important biological activities of sweet potato, which are highly influenced by cultivar type. Yes, of course, I've just stated what is cultivar. Cultivation of the sweet potato genotypes with superior health promoting and medicinal properties can increase the need for transgenic modification. Yes, cultivars with high biological activities can be used to develop high nutritional value products or provide a platform for the identification and isolation of certain bioactive content which may serve as a starting or model molecule for the production of semi or novel synthetic drugs. Knowledge of the general pharmacology activities of sweet potato and the peculiar bioactivities of different cultivars will facilitate optimal exploration of the medicinal value of sweet potato. More in vivo studies which has been done involving humans, clinical studies should be set up to validate the potential use of sweet potato in combating degenerative. In-depth toxicological studies should be carried out to determine the safety of bioactive constituents of the sweet potato. This will strengthen the interests in exploring the medicinal worth of the sweet potato beyond its resources. Ladies and gentlemen, from all what you've just listened to or have just read, I want to believe this article will be an article of importance that can lead to further research, can lead to further adventures for the health purpose of humanity. Once more, I want to appreciate you all. I want to thank you, and don't forget, please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.